Okay, guys,
All right, we're here.
we're back for more.
Mm. Second
Now
full
that
talk.
quarantine's a thing, we just have
Overdue.
so much more time to do this.
I know.
It's great.
I'm actually quite pleased with it. It's Animal Crossing and this.
Except you
That's
don't play Animal Crossing. You have like 5 hours on the game.
Okay, shut up. That's still a lot.
No, it's
I
not.
have
That's a fair
60.
amount.
Ethan and I are at 60. We
Really?
be grinding.
Yes.
Bruh, I have to grind. And I unlocked the turnips, by the way.
I unlocked terraforming, so
Oh, I get that tomorrow.
I'm going to have a party.
The fuck is terraforming?
You can put like paths and you can change the cliffs and stuff and you can add new rivers and shit.
Bruh. So you get to be like the Incans and make your own civilization?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Wow.
The best part is I can make a penis pond, and I basically already have one. I just need to make the tip better.
Oh, I definitely already have one too.
I don't
Informing
know
the
why
tip.
the game randomly generated a penis in my game, but like, not my fault.
It was meant to be.
But yeah, you need to get your shit together, man.
I do. It's a big yikes. I had no idea.
Have you
That's
found
so-
a tarantula island yet, Mateo? Because I found one like the other day, and it helped me pay off my house.
I have not. I hardly ever go on miles. I just fish.
Yeah, no,
I
I
like
hardly go on them
fishing, it's
either.
relaxing.
But it just kind of worked. I was just like, hey, I should go on this so I can get resources. And then I
I
got there,
still
and it was a
think
tarantula island, and I was like, well,
Tarantula Island to me is still just a myth and legend that I've seen on Twitter.
it's great. It's a good thing. Gets so much money.
Yeah,
Dude, and then Flick went to my island the next day, and
I
so I sold
love
them all for
Flick.
1.5 times the price.
Flick is my homie. He's so.
I think I made
I
like 400,000 bells in one purchase.
I love Flick. He's so cute.
Yeah.
I want him. I thought he was a villager, and I wanted him on my island, but then I was heartbroken.
I wanted him. Maybe you can purchase him and he'll become a slave.
I wish. Anyways, today's topic isn't Animal Crossing. As great as that game is, maybe we can have a whole different one when
We can
Ben
def-
has
yeah.
his shit together.
When I catch
And
up,
we can have
okay?
little tours of our island if we can record footage.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh.
Dude, that would be sick.
Anyways, not important. Our uh, theme for today, or I guess is that the right word?
I guess so, yeah.
Since times are lonely and we're stuck in quarantine, I thought it would be nice to look back and talk about some old life stories that we had that were either funny, sad, or just miserable.
All of the above. Because
Yeah.
oftentimes that's what a story is. It's just the whole human experience. It's just like happy, sad.
Exactly, yes.
So, do we want parameters on this? Like before 8th grade?
Nah,
Because Mateo said childhood stories.
Yeah, but then he changed it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because then I was like Buddy Bench, and Buddy Bench was freshman year.
Really?
Buddy Bench, it was the summer of going into freshman year.
Okay, that's what I thought. Still
It was-
technically freshman year, but
It's just like, it's such a stupid story.
All right, so I
Um,
say we go around telling stories. So Mateo, you start, and then Ben, you tell one, and then I tell one, and we just
Okay.
go like that.
okay.
Okay, well,
Are we not having any guests today?
No, we
no,
will.
we're gonna guess.
He's
He'll
just
come in
not here
later.
yet.
I don't know how we're gonna get his or her opinion.
We don't need their
on-
opinion. We can just have their stories.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll tell the world what Buddy Bench is. But, okay, so basically it was July. I know it was probably July 6th, because that's when Splatoon 2 came out, I think. That is fact. I'm looking this up right now.
Oh yeah.
When did, if I got it right on the date, I will be very impressed.
Well, I mean, you picked a month. You have like a 1 in 12 chance of getting it right. And it's the summer, so it's really like a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right.
Well, I don't know if that's a Friday. It was July 21st, so I was a little off. But whatever. And we were coming off, I'm sure Ben will probably tell the story of Pumpkin Lord, because that's
Oh.
another good one.
Yes.
Basically, that was an event that happened, and Ben and I, we still didn't know Ethan by this point. Ethan kinda
Ethan was a
doesn't.
stranger. Ethan was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
But Ben and I did this thing called Pumpkin Lord, and it was the hypest thing we've ever done ever. So we were like, we have to do something that tops that. And I live by an elementary school, and they added a thing called the buddy bench, and we thought it was the funniest thing. And then one day we were like, you know what we should do? Steal that bench for a day and have it in my backyard.
So many things we didn't like plan
Still the
out.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
No, but it gets better because we're like, uh, it gets better because we were like, that's not good enough. We have to be completely nude while stealing this bench.
That was the moment when my life changed.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Because Splatoon 2 came out that day, so Ben stayed the night at my house, and we played that game for the entire night. And then it rained the whole day, which we were hoping for, because we were like, if it rains, then the dirt will be softer to dig. Rookie mistake. It was way too soft, but we'll get into that. But
It was fucking like glue. It was so bad.
it wasn't like glue,
It was
but
like
like,
I remember you stood in the mud.
well, you would
And
like push the shovel in and you would like sink.
yeah, ugh, it was sticky. The
But
mud.
continuing, we were splooning, and then it hit midnight, and we had to do it at midnight. So I guess it happened the 22nd.
Mm.
But and it was fun too. We were getting hyped in the basement with our Hawaiian playlist. Uh, yeah, we did the Wonton John. We met this guy on Sploon named Wonton John, so we named our dance after him. Anyways, it's midnight. We go outside. We also watch the Szechuan sauce thing. Oh, it's all coming back.
Oh, it's all coming together.
It's, it was stupid, but that's what we did to kill the time while we were waiting. The Szechuan sauce video was like every time Rick from Rick and Morty says Szechuan sauce in that one episode, it would play "I'll Make a Man Out of You." Or no, it was
Oh,
something else. It was something like that.
yeah, dude, I remember that. We watched that video for like 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, it was a time. But we go outside, we go to the elementary school, and we're just in our underwear there. And when we're at the elementary school, we find a tree. That's when we get completely naked, put our underwear in the tree for safekeeping, and then we just sprint down the field, butt ass nude to the bench with our shovels. And the part is, it was so fucking muddy. That was the problem. And we're digging, trying to get to the bench, and we digged pretty deep. And the funny part is, to this day, if you go to the bench, there are still some of the holes that are created
It never
from
got
us.
like sealed up.
Yeah, they didn't care enough to like fix the holes. We get down enough, and we realized that the bench was bolted into this concrete slab, and we couldn't really do anything about that. And we were like out there on this bench at an elementary school, completely naked for like 40 minutes trying to get this bench. But it just wasn't working out for us. And we were completely muddy. But the good thing, there were sprinklers on the whole time, so we would continually run to the sprinklers to get the mud off of our bodies. But yeah, then we gave up, and it was a sad day. And it was just, it was a fun time. Looking back, we were disappointed that we didn't get the bench, but it's the effort that counts.
And I don't think anyone has ever done those things in like that many things at once, you know? Not only
Yeah,
are you streaking at a elementary school playground,
but
but
you're now a sex offender.
yes, um,
Yes.
of course, but you're trying to steal a bench and your plots are foiled by it's just so good. It is a classic.
Yeah. Anyways, that was Buddy Bench. Ben, it's your turn.
For me, that topped Pumpkin Lord Night
Really?
just because, yeah,
I couldn't. Pumpkin
just
Lord
because
Night.
it was more of a flex.
But you didn't take the bench.
No, but we tried, and it's the effort that counts. Dude, if we had, oh, I still think about sometimes what would happen if we had taken it, because the plan was we were gonna go deliver it in Mateo's backyard, wake up at
Deliver
5 in
it
the morning, and
and
put
then
it
put it
back in the
back.
ground, so no one would know.
Problem is we had to sneak through this little fence area to get to my house again.
Mm,
And I don't know how we would have gotten the bench through that, but we were
no,
determined.
dude, I was so ready. Yeah,
But I don't know. Pumpkin Lord, it was in Moab, so it has more sentimental attachment to me, I guess.
Pumpkin Lord was quite nice. I appreciate you saving it for me. Um, I'm trying to think of where. So it starts. The reason why we call it Pumpkin Lord, there's this like mask, and Mateo just had it in a chest in his basement, and I picked it up one like a couple weeks before. No, was it like
It was like a month
May?
before.
Okay, it was like a month before our 8th grade outdoor ed trip to Moab, and I just picked up the mask and was like, "Yo, I like the mask," and Mateo told me I could keep it, so I had the mask in my possession. And the day, mm, I don't remember when Mateo found out that I brought the mask, but I just kind of brought it in my
Well,
car bag.
he told me I didn't want the mask, and then was like, "Here, take this mask back." And I was like, "I don't want this mask anymore." And he was like, "I'm going to bring it to Moab." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah,
bet."
yeah.
We also brought lightsabers because we're retarded. And when you're going on a backpacking trip, the idea is bring more stuff so you have more weight when you're walking 4 miles in the desert, because that's what you want.
It's genius.
Unnecessary weight.
Yeah, I
Oh,
get that.
that was so good. So, lightsabers aside, I think like 3 or 4 kids were bringing those. I was
It was literally just me.
devoted.
Oh, and Maya. Maya brought one.
Yeah, Maya brought one. I remember they got distributed a little bit because there were 3 or 4 lightsabers at least there. But anyway, we were camping at, imagine like base, at a base camp where it's our first night and we're not doing any hiking. So it's basically right next to a parking lot, and everyone set up camp. A person decided to throw up that night because we gave him limes and frosted flakes. So we watched him puke and kind of stayed up late into the night. And it's Mateo, me, and this third 7th grader at the time. His name, I can't say his name,
PV, just
but you know who
PV.
you are, PV. And we were just there. So PV was one of 2 7th graders, and we were so proud of him for coming with us.
Yeah,
And
well,
so,
for context, he was going to be the only seventh grader, and we were
yeah.
like, oh shit, we can sleep with the only seventh grader there. But then some girl came, and we're like, ah, fuck, how are we gonna do
uh,
this? So we came up with the
oh, yes.
Pumpkin Lord thing, and we're like, the Pumpkin Lord thing will count as sleeping with her.
Yep.
But like, not like sleeping with her, like actually like like, sleeping.
Yes. We were not having sex
Yeah.
in 8th grade. That was not something that we did. But so I remember that's how it started. We were like, we're going to stay up late to sleep with Schuler, right?
Yes.
And
Schuler
then,
and PV were
yeah, they were the
the
targets. And I remember I was
we,
dabbing a lot back then. I know it's cringe now, but it was kind of relevant.
it's
And
never cringe. Dab forever.
George or somebody was making fun of me for dabbing too
It
much.
was George.
Yes, no last names, but it was George, and I had to get my revenge.
But
So
also, we created a legend that we were telling people too before everyone went to sleep. We were like, there's this pumpkin, and one day these teenagers in like 1954 came to this campsite and they destroyed this pumpkin. It's May 2nd, I believe. I can check.
yes, we need precision on the dates. This is
Okay,
okay.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah. May
shut up.
2nd is the legend. May 2nd of 1954, there was a pumpkin, and these kids destroyed the pumpkin. I think it's May 2nd. I'm double checking right now.
And he sought vengeance.
Yeah, he every year he haunts the
Children.
the children that are camping at that site on that day. But he doesn't really haunt them. He more like raves with them. And yeah, it is May 2nd. See, this day is in my heart forever.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have vivid memories of what happened until we went outside, but
I do.
we just
We
kind of
made a
stayed up.
song,
We made a song. We were singing
and
Luke
Lucas
B.
threw up.
Luca, that's what I said. He like we gave him Frosted Flakes and limes, and that was part of his dinner. And we were fine with it, but he could not handle, and he spewed.
When you can't handle the Frosted Flakes and limes.
No. So his dad, we thought it was one of our teachers, scooped it up with a frisbee and started. Okay, that doesn't matter. We got to get to the point of the story, so we think
Yes,
we can
yes.
tell bits. But
Anyways, yeah, we were
basically, we snuck out. It was like 12, a little past. It was definitely either early morning or no, it was past midnight. That was when the legend was in continuity. So
well, we went out at like 11:50 on the second, and then we started going really. The first photo where we were at Miles's tent is right at midnight on the third.
okay. So we basically take selfies and photos, Mateo and me, and I think for one of them we asked PV to come outside and take it for us.
Yeah, but it didn't work out because we
So
we
there's
were
this
we
one.
were there was the Schulers, there was the three girls that were in one tent and we were sleeping next to them, but they went to hammocks in a different area. So we were
Yeah.
testing our photo thing, how we were going to take photos with their tent.
Yep.
Ethan, I'm gonna send you the Pumpkin Lord dabbing photo for the thing, so it can be
Okay, sounds good.
So we dabbed on George's tent.
because he hated on the dabbing.
Yeah, I took a photo of the mask on top of shoes, and this is so like, this was just for our personal, like enjoyment. I
Yeah,
wasn't
it
really
was
planning
just-
on showing anyone, but it's just like the fact that we dabbed on George, and he was telling me all day that dabbing was cringe. It was just so
And
perfect.
it was just the Pumpkin Lord. The point was to just take a selfie at everyone's tent to be like we were raving with the Pumpkin Lord,
Yeah.
because we were that cool. It was funny because with the dabbing one, we had to like take a flash one, not a selfie flash, which
Yeah.
made the camera much brighter. And we heard rustling in the tent after we took the photo, so we had to bolt back to ours.
So I remember someone thought that someone took a picture, but all the other people in the tent were like, no, it was a lightning flash. And so people were talking about a lightning storm going on the previous night, and I was like, oh yeah, it was some crazy lightning.
But like also it gets better because the hardest part was we were gonna take a selfie. I don't know how we thought we were gonna pull this off, but with the girls sleeping in the hammocks exposed.
Yeah,
We're like, we're gonna pull it off. It's gonna
there's
happen.
no way that was gonna work, because you're like sleeping in a hammock, your face is exposed and everything. So yeah, but that was the plan. Mateo and I went outside and we left PV in the tent. He was a 7th grader. He couldn't go on this dangerous mission. So yeah, I remember I was filming, and we kind of decided that a photo wasn't going to work with the tents, with the hammocks. So I was just like, Mateo, just go up, turn the flashlight on. He had a flashlight on him, and like dance by the tents. And
Because
it
we
all
were
happened so
raving.
it all happened so fast.
It's so
So
funny.
in like 3 seconds, he turns on the flashlight. He does a little Michael Jackson dance, and then there's a light coming from one of the hammocks, and we're like, oh shit. So I don't
We-
look at anyone. I just fucking run, and I run all the way back to my tent. Pretty sure no one saw me. I ran through some like bushes, so my legs were really scratched up, but I had no idea where Mateo was. And in the video that I took, it looked like kind of like a scene from the Blair Witch Project where it's like
You see the light and then it's just
Yeah.
It's so funny.
and then I get back and PV's like, dude, what happened? And I'm
That's
like,
where the incredible thing.
Taylor's gone. They
And
got
that's
him.
where the video ends.
And
Well,
so,
what happened to me
yeah.
is I was kind of a bitch and I didn't run in the dirt because we weren't wearing shoes. I was like, I ain't about to hurt my feet for this.
I didn't want to get caught because I
I
thought
run-
the teachers were going to be really pissed.
I run to the bathroom. I was just like, I'm gonna be like, I am in the bathroom. And the funny thing is, I'm the one wearing the mask. So I'm just
Yeah.
like in the bathroom and I just pee, like nothing's happened. And then I hear a knock on the door and I'm like, give me a second. And it's the teacher who saw us with the flashlight. But I completely, like, I'm like low key having a heart attack. I'm like, oh shit. And Oh, it's so funny because I opened the door and I'm wearing the mask because I forgot. And the teacher jumped. She was like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, "Hello, see you later." And she was completely chill. She kind of exposed us in the morning, but that's okay. It was fun.
I don't remember that. I remember a lot of kids being like, I don't know what happened.
Well, that was just George's tent.
What
Because she
happened?
ended up telling Lembizzle, and Lembizzle was like, he looked at me and shook his head. I'm like, it's okay. I'm the
Oh man.
disappointing child, anyways.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Len Bizzle knew, but I think it was more like he suspected, I guess. But
No, I'm pretty sure Dawson told him, but whatever. Miles knew, our friends knew. They were like, you dumb bitches.
yeah, yeah, that's definitely facts.
Anyways, Ethan,
So that was our
what's your
shenanigans.
story?
All right, I think I'm going to talk about Wyoming because that's a pretty good story.
Oh, I was there for that. I'm just too cool. I'm there for everything.
Yeah. Okay. So Wyoming. So one day over winter break, this was this year. Uh, Mateo texts me and is like, "Hey, let's go to Wyoming." Now, Mateo had been wanting to go to Wyoming for like years to go take a picture by the sign.
I wanted to play Country Roads at the sign.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There was more to it.
And we only did that on Wyoming 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, but we can tell that at a different time.
It's a
Yes.
less important one.
So Wyoming. So Mateo manages to get a pretty decently sized group of people. It was me, him and his girlfriend at the time, and then our friend Anna and her boyfriend at the time. And so Anna's driving. We're all in this car that definitely shouldn't be driving because it was
It was
also
like a snowstorm.
yeah. The one day over winter break that we decided to do this was the one day it was snowing.
It was like pretty bad too.
Yeah. So Mateo, being the smart person he is like, "Oh, it's snowing outside. Let's
Well,
go
I
to Wyoming."
just came back from California. I got back from California, and Anna and I were planning to do this. We're like, when I get back from California, we'll go to Wyoming, and it just happened to snow. I'm like, bitches, let's still do this.
So Anna's driving us to Wyoming. We're all in the car, having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Vibing.
vibing. Everyone in the car was just straight up vibing. And then we get to Wyoming. We go into this burger place, which I remember being absolutely silent when we walked in. Like
was so
no one was talking. We walked in this restaurant and we're being loud as shit because we're all like high schoolers.
It was funny though.
It was
I
hilarious.
want to shout out. I love Wyoming. Everyone who hates on Wyoming is a cuck. The town of Cheyenne, or I guess the city. It's a wonderful city. I love that place. It's great.
All right, so we eat our lunch. We actually missed the sign. The plan was to go on it on the way back because Anna missed the sign.
That's why we had to go for Electric Boogaloo too, but also for the second part, which we'll get
Yeah,
to.
yeah. And so we're like, all right, we had lunch here. Time to go home. And so Anna's, well, first off, the car got stuck in the parking lot, so we had to push it out of the parking lot. I remember that too.
There was more snow in Wyoming than there was in Colorado.
Yeah. And so we managed to get the car out of the parking lot, and Anna's driving us back and doesn't slow down for the entrance ramp on the highway and slams her car into a sign. And we're like, oh, this might be an issue. But we're like, what? Maybe we could just drive away. That didn't work. The car stopped functioning. We broke the wheel on the back. Like the axle was broken. Car wasn't working.
Yeah, it wasn't the smartest idea in hindsight.
Yes, in hindsight, not the best idea. And so me and Anna's boyfriend, fake Steve, we go to this
I went with you.
what?
I went with you.
Oh shit, my bad. Okay, me and Mateo went to this hotel called Little America.
Well, no, we went to a gas station.
We went to the gas station next to
Then we
Little
went-
America first.
and we asked the man if there was a mechanic nearby, and there just happened to be a mechanic like right next to the gas station, so it was a score. But then when I call Anna, I'm like, we found a mechanic. Because also none of our parents knew we went to Wyoming. That was
Oh
the
yeah,
problem.
that was the biggest problem.
We just kind of left.
Yeah.
And now we're stuck there. but Anna was like, the Wyoming state trooper found us, so now we're talking to him, and we're like, well, fuck. So we walked back to the car, and yeah, Ethan, you can continue.
Yeah, okay. And so I think the biggest problem with the state trooper being there is that like none of us were wearing seatbelts when this happened. But
That's not true. Anna and Fake Steve were wearing
okay,
seatbelts.
Anna and Fake Steve were wearing seatbelts. That's right.
But I just want to point out that I came completely untouched. I was not hurt at all.
Oh and yeah, I was fine because I was just grabbing onto Fake Steve the entire time. For
Yeah, Ethan was fine. He had like a mild scratch. My ex-girlfriend at the time, though, had a minor concussion.
I don't think it was that minor, but
But like, it's fine.
It's fine.
yeah. And so that was the first problem. And the second problem was that there was definitely things in the car that probably shouldn't have been in the car. But that's
If you
okay.
know what we mean.
That's okay. And
Yeah.
so me and Mateo get back to the car, and he's like, "Hey, were you in this car when it happened?" And we're like, "Yes." Because I mean, what else do you say at that point?
Yeah.
I like how I am in a Wyoming crash report.
Yes. So you are in the Wyoming crash report. I am too, actually. I think.
Yeah, because we have to give them our IDs.
Yeah. And then Anna called her parents. Was like, "This happened, by the way. Uh, we need a tow truck to get this car because we were blocking the entrance ramp to the highway." And so we get a tow truck. The tow truck takes the car. We all walk over to Little America and we vibe in Little America for like 4 hours while Fake Steve calls his mom and tells his mom to come pick us up. And I
It was
still
like-
think that was one of the funniest things when it's like, hey mom, you know how I told you I was going to be at Mateo's house? Well, you see, we're in Wyoming and you need to come pick us up.
Yeah.
And so Fake Steve's mom came, drove up to Wyoming, drove all us home.
I had fun.
I had a pretty fun day too.
I mean, I regret nothing. It wasn't my car. We ended up, Wyoming to Electric Boogaloo ended up happening because Anna's car got fixed there because it was cheaper, but we can tell that story another time.
It's not because it
That
was
one's
cheaper, it's
not a
because you
event.
can't tow the.
No, it was cheaper. They had the option to
Oh,
tow it,
right. Yeah, you're right.
but it was cheaper.
They could have put it on like a trailer.
Yeah,
and then-
yeah.
Yeah, that would have been ass though. So, well, very good. These stories are kind of long, so. if
Yeah,
we
I feel
want
like
to
it's
do a
just
special
one
guest-
story per
Yeah,
person, and we can do always like another story time episode because I feel like
Yeah.
they're fun.
yeah, we can do story
Exactly.
time too. Electric Boogaloo.
Yes. Okay, so
Okay.
let's get our special guest here.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to end this one so that we can get a new one in and have 40 more minutes.
Okay, Ben.
Yes, Dad.
Okay. I will send you all the links in a second.
Gracias, senor. I have the photos.
Photos of what?
I have photos of Buddy Bench in the car without us.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Without our
see him.
faces for the face reveal at 100 subs.
I got him.
We
Okay,
can.
Buck's here now, by the way.
I know, I saw that. I have faceless. Oh wait, shit, we're recording.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. I almost.
wait, what?
I know.
Since when?
Oh, just a couple seconds ago.
Ethan, you cuck.
No,
Well,
I
now
started
we're
recording as soon
recording.
as Buck came in.
100
Oh.
subs, face reveal.
Yeah.
Also, to expose Ben because he was making fun of us for crashing, he hit a school bus and ran.
No, not. I
There's this fat ass scratch on the side of his car while he hit because he hit the school bus, and he came to my house to steal my toothpaste so his parents wouldn't see it to try and get rid of the scratch.
spoiler alert, they both saw it.
What happened?
Interesting talks.
That's great.
Okay,
that's not the
Buck.
point of the story. That's a mini story. But we're hearing from Buck today, who is our special guest, to get a story from him. So anyone want to explain? It's got to be like a significant story, Buck.
Buck, can you hear us? Because you haven't said anything yet.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's really quiet.
Yeah, you're really quiet. Move your microphone closer.
Jeez, it's my headphones. Is it better?
No,
Okay, well,
that's
really-
not better.
Jeez.
Oh, I like that.
Buck, just try and eat your mic. Like, put it in your mouth.
Well, this is great.
This is technical difficulties. We'll be there in a second.
Well, to kill the time, Ben, tell us about that car thing.
Okay, I just don't want to take the mic away from Buck if he's ready to talk, but Buck,
Well, he can just
he
say
can
stuff.
hear us. So think of a significant story from your past. Like, not the only parameters, I guess, are not in the last.
Well, that was a good one. I heard that.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you did now.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so,
any story from the past.
well, like for an
Yeah.
example, I told the story of Wyoming, which you know pretty well, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So something like that.
Can it be something farther back?
Yes,
Yes.
even better.
Uh, so I don't know exactly how old I was. Probably like it was pretty close to before I moved, so like 7 or 8 probably. And I used to live in the deep woods of Virginia, middle of nowhere. And I was out with my neighbor and my sister, and we lived in the middle of the woods. And beside our house, there was these pits in just beside our house they dug up the dirt to build our backyard from it. So there was these massive, like 5-foot pits, and it was the fall, so there were tons of leaves in them. And we were jumping in and stuff and running around through the woods. And I jumped into one of them. I was the first one in, and I landed directly on a ground hornet's nest.
Oh,
So I didn't notice for a couple seconds. Then I start screaming. I was in so much pain, and we're all sprinting back to our house. I got stung like maybe a couple dozen times, and then there were a couple hundred bees in my sweatpants that didn't sting me.
That sounds terrifying.
And I probably would have had to go to the hospital if I wasn't wearing these dual layer pants. And they saved me from having to go to the ER.
Damn.
Yeah, my
Bruh.
sister didn't get stung at all, and my neighbor got stung all the way up the legs.
Damn. Bruh, on the Watch Mojo list of top 10 things not to land on, hornet's nest is up there.
When you just have bees in your pants.
Oh my god, it was
Dude, it's just like
horrifying.
squirrels in my pants.
Dude, that's
It's
exactly what I
it
was
was
going to say.
It was exactly like that, except it was incredible searing pain.
Epic.
Squirrels in my pants.
Simp.
That's the real definition of simp right there. Okay, Buck, since you're a band kid like the rest of us, I feel like you should tell us your favorite band story.
That's a good prompt.
Oh, geez, I don't know. Favorite band story.
You should tell
Okay,
us
I got one.
about
It's
how
not
the
from-
baritones fucked up at Pomona
Oh,
and how we ruined an
Oh.
entire show.
Wait,
no, okay, that wasn't our fault. That wasn't our fault. That was
That was-
Mr. Stevens' fault.
That was our fault, bruh.
We'll call it 50-50, ours and Mr. Stevens.
Wait, was I there for this?
What?
No,
I
had
don't
to
know.
have been. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I
Did you
marched,
pull?
yes,
Did you pull like the things onto the field?
yes.
Oh,
I was just
that.
wondering if it was
So-
last year or this year.
It was this.
Because
That was this year.
Or last year.
And it was, yeah, that story's funny because we had these big giant screens in the back, just whatever they're called, and we had to wheel them onto the field. And this was before all our names were written on the side, and before we had pulled them onto the side of the field, all of the color guard had put their rifles on and their flags on to very specific carts. And Mr. Steven got all the baritones together, and he was like, go grab a couple carts. And I go up to him, and I'm like, these aren't the right carts. And he's like, no, it's fine. They're all the same carts. I'm like, no. The color guard has their things on. He's like, it's fine, you got it. And he's like patting me on the shoulder, half patting me, half shoving me onto the field. So I run out. We know the cart's in the wrong place.
I know,
And
because I don't remember who stole my cart, but I'm like, this isn't my cart. And the person, fine, whatever. And I'm like, bitch, give me my cart.
Yeah, and it was me and Ryan, and we're both freaking out. And as I move to at the very start of the show, the color guard that's at our pit screen, or not pit screen, just the screen, was freaking out. One was already crying. I know that for sure. And the absolute mass confusion that ensued after maybe 30 seconds
Bruh,
was
I remember.
ridiculous.
I saw a video of the entire show.
Oh,
it
it
was
was-
a prelims.
It was
a prelims
so
round.
bad.
And the color guard couldn't do their thing. They
Yeah.
stopped functioning.
Yeah,
So
the
they
fat L
just
on the baritones part.
they ended up hiding
the thing
behind the
is-
props. You could see
I would
them
agree with.
cowering behind the props because they couldn't do anything.
No, but you remember like after that like before finals, Chuck had like a half-hour long meeting with all the baritones explaining how to do it correctly.
Well, we knew what we were doing. See, the thing is, I say half of it is Chuck, like Buck said,
Yeah.
and half of it was us, because some of us knew. We were like, this isn't the prop we always take. But some of them were like, fine, whatever, I don't care. And I'm like, no, listen to me. But
I'm pretty
whatever.
sure Dallin and I fucked up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Dallin and I
surprised.
We're the first ones onto the field. So it might have all started from that, and then everyone had to grab a prop. So everything got messed up from the one thing.
It was a sad time. But Buck, what was the story you were
Yeah.
gonna tell before Ben
Oh, my
interrupted
bad.
you and forced you to tell this story?
It was funny. So this isn't from marching band or anything. This is concert band from middle school, probably 7th grade. And I don't know why I remember. I just remember this so vividly because it's the one time I truly screwed up at a concert. And it wasn't me playing anything bad, but I'm sitting on the we were going to the concert and I did not have enough time to eat dinner. So I went to Jimmy John's, I think, and got like this chicken salad wrap. And
Uh-oh.
I just have that and I don't have enough time to eat it in the car. So I'm at the show, we're waiting for warm-ups, and I'm sitting out there on the stage right before the concert, just chowing down on this chicken salad wrap. And the teacher from like all the way across the auditorium spots me out and goes, "What are you doing?" And she's screaming at me, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I had no clue that I should not be eating food during a concert.
That's funny.
Bruh. Well, that seems like kind of blown out of proportion. As long as you rinse your mouth out, it's not a hindrance to the instrument. And it doesn't
You know,
feel like
It wasn't bad to the instrument. It was just completely unprofessional in her eyes,
Oh,
which I can agree with. Yeah.
yeah, she might have a point there, but you gotta eat, you know?
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that. I'm trying to think of a good concert story.
I mean, I've got a good concert story of Shane being the absolute worst person on the drums ever. We all
Tell
remember
us.
that.
Do I? Was it on the middle school concert?
Yeah, it was the middle school concert.
Oh, I have a good story. Okay.
Okay, so anyways, we were at this concert where we were playing with the high school and the middle school, and it was like to get kids interested in playing in high school. And
Oh, yes.
so Shane, one of our friends, he plays percussion. He doesn't normally get the drum set part, but he enjoys playing drum set.
We
And
called
so,
him one time on the show. It was
Yeah.
episode 1.
Yeah. And so he goes up to our band director, Chuck, and is like, "Chuck, I want to play the drum set for this." And this was like weeks before the concert. And so he gets the music, he gets the part, and he was practicing it. And we get to the concert, and I don't know what he was on, but like we're playing at the concert. The warm up was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. And like you could tell that he kind of knew his music. And the actual concert rolls around with us playing with the middle schoolers at this point. And I
What
don't know.
song?
Probably Wicked. No, that doesn't sound right. What's the other one we played at that time?
Wasn't this for the Woodwinds concert? I wasn't there.
No, this was definitely the.
I think it was the Woodwinds concert.
It was the
'Cause-
It was the middle school concert. I remember it because we
Well,
were
like,
there.
I mean for the Woodwinds, because they divide Woodwinds and percussion together. And then brass.
Oh no, it wasn't that. Then it was the. Didn't we play a different concert with like just Monarch Middle School?
I have no idea. I probably
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
Yeah, Buck remembers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so
Oh, yeah, I know the story you're talking about.
and so Shane couldn't even keep like a beat, like his down beats, where like you can like hit the down beat. He didn't even do that. He was all over the place. And so we're just playing, and Chuck just looks at him, and we all just look at him because we don't have to play well. I mean, like it's super easy music. So we all just look at him, and he's he's freaking out, like hands going all over the place, not sure what he's doing. That was a fun concert.
Watching Shane want to die.
Yeah,
Shane.exe has stopped working.
yeah, and so Shane's never gonna get another drum part again in his life.
That's when you, in a single moment, end your entire career as a drummer.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of funny too, because he's in the front line. Those of you
yeah.
who don't know, front line is like top tier battery.
Though I mean, like there's a difference between drumming and drum set.
I mean, there's kit, and
I feel like
plays
Kit is a
snare,
lot of
but-
coordination.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
and-
I've tried playing Kit. I just can't get my hands and feet to physically do anything
Yeah.
remotely close to
I
a beat.
don't
It's
have the
really hard.
coordination for drum kit. For those of you who can do drum kit, I applaud you.
Props to you.
Okay, Teo, tell your story.
Yes.
Well, this was for the actual. Well, I thought we were talking about the middle school concert where we have our woodwinds and percussion together and then
See,
brass.
I believe that there's also a couple of funny stories with that one.
Well, for me,
Oh, I have another story with that.
I
this
gotta tell
day,
one before you eat the.
this day, my friend Lena and I were like, you know what? Let's just swap clothes.
Oh, I
We
remember
swapped
that.
clothes. And I mean, I was kind of vibing, but like I didn't like the shirt she was wearing because it was just like it was a long sleeve shirt, but it like was on the middle of my forearm, and I just hated how I looked.
Lena is very small.
Yeah.
So I
Very
go to
tiny
Steve
person.
after second period ended, and I'm like, Steve, let's swap clothes right now. And he's like, okay. And I swapped clothes with him. It's really funny. We're in the band instrument room, and I was gonna put on his full outfit, but he's a larger man than me, like vertically. And Lena's small, but he was trying to put on her pants because I was gonna wear his full outfit. But his pants were too big on me, and her pants were too small on him. So we just swapped shirts. And eventually we get to the part of the concert, and Lena is a woodwind, so she had to get ready. So we have to give her clothes back. So we go to this part in the auditorium in this corner, and it's funny because all the high school woodwinds and all the middle school woodwinds are just sitting in the actual auditorium seats, and we're just like on the side, but like there's a wall. So
Oh,
in
But
I know
only
what you're
kind of a
talking about.
wall. There was like a see-through fence thing.
Yeah.
but like they didn't know like, what was happening. But then while we were all shirtless, these two middle schooler girls come by and they look at me and they look at Lena and they were like, what is going on? And I'm like, don't worry about it. And then one of them called me a pervert, and I'm like, okay, it's because I'm brown. They didn't call Steve a pervert. They called me a pervert, even though I wasn't looking, and Steve may have been.
Steve was definitely looking.
Though,
no
okay,
cap.
all right, it's fair to say that Steve and Lena were dating at the time. So I mean, like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Bruh, we sound like mega high schoolers, and I think at first I tried to conceal my identity with the windmill thing. But yeah, we're in high school, and we sound like such like
Idiots.
classic teenagers and idiots
yeah.
when we tell these stories.
But it's
Like,
not even done. Because there was a door, like, because theater purposes to the left, and I was like, Ethan, guard this door for us while we're changing. And the middle schoolers walked by, so I guess Ethan was like, we're just gonna stop guarding the door. So then we're all not wearing pants. And then the choir kids that are in theater open that door and walk by. We're all just standing there not wearing pants. And I
That's quite.
know them. So I'm just like, oh, hey guys. And then they just walk by like nothing happens. And then Ethan just
Oh my God.
appears around the corner and he's like, oops. And I'm like, Ethan, you dumb bitch.
Oh,
I figured you were done by then. I mean, like the middle schoolers walked through.
I have no control over that.
oh my God. No, what
Okay,
I meant was
find
like
your
all-
story.
half of these stories involve like I was dating this person at the time, or I was dating that person at the time. So, yes,
I was
we
like,
kind of date
two of
around.
them. Okay.
Mateo kind of dates around.
What?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Anyway, my story is very quick and short. One time, this was about like bad jazz music that you reminded me of with Shane. But one time we were at a concert. It was at a jazz club, and I straight up forgot all of my music,
Oh, I was there for that.
and I had 2 solos. Not the move, ladies and gentlemen.
I only have I don't have a whole lot of things where we've just absolutely failed on the music, except for one time, and I feel so bad for this kid. His name was Sal, and he played the marimba, xylophone, piano. He was one of the best pianists I've ever heard. He goes to the Denver Institution of the Arts right now for high school.
Of
Like
course.
this crazy talented musician, and he got this marimba part, this solo, and it was something that a pure professional would play, and he spent months and months on this, like maybe 4 or 5 months practicing maybe 20 measures. It was ridiculously hard, and he played it really, really well, and it sounded very good. And we get to the concert, and this was after, so we had one performance where it was for like a grade, and then a couple days later we had a concert for all the parents. So he had already played this before as a performance, but we're playing at this concert for all the parents. And
And he
we're all
fucked up.
super hyped about it because it's an awesome solo. We all know it's coming. And it's maybe the 5th measure of the song, so we're playing, and immediately he's doing like the double mallet, so he's got 2 in each hand. And he's playing, and he throws 2 of his mallets by accident. So he is just standing there with a blank solo that he's been practicing for months, and the teacher in the middle of the concert cuts us off and makes us start over the song because of the solo. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen for almost everyone in the band.
Very
That's
nice.
wow.
Okay, so
Bruh.
the story I was going to tell is again with the middle school concert, with just the brass, and we were waiting to go on. Me and the French horn section were about to go on stage, and Alex and Allison weren't there for this. They were shut up. Alex and Allison weren't there for this. They were on some German excursion trip or something, and so
German immersion.
yeah, so Spencer and I were pretty much like the leaders of this section. And so Kempsel, the band director at one of the middle schools, is walking through, just like checking everything out, making sure everything's good. And he stops at one of the kids in my section, who's a middle schooler, and just looks at him. And I don't remember his name, but I think it was like John or something. And he looks at John and he goes, "John, where are your black shoes?" And so I look down, John looks down, Kempsel looks down, and John is wearing bright blue shoes when he's supposed to be wearing black. Everyone else is wearing black shoes, and his are just
Bruh.
bright blue, like the entire thing.
They were
Okay,
like
socks are one
neon
thing.
blue.
Socks are easy to forget, but
They were neon blue tennis shoes.
shoes. Oh,
They weren't even tennis; they were like high tops too, so it like
Were they?
went
I thought
up
they were
the
tennis
foot.
shoes. Damn.
Okay,
What a snack.
and so Kempsel was like, "John, why did you do this?" And I'm like, "Kempsel, don't worry, I got this handled." So I take John. I'm like, "John, throw your shoes with your stuff. I don't care what you do with them. Just get rid of them." And I'm like, "John, what size shoe are you?" And he's like, 10 and a half. And so I go into our instrument room. I find some 10 and a half size marching shoes that I know if Chuck ever found out that I actually took them, he'd probably kill me. And so I go in, take these out. I'm like, "Here, John, put these on." I throw them at him.
Wow.
And then we
Nice.
get out. Kempsel's like, "That was a really good job, Ethan." And I was like, "Exactly. I'm trying to be a leader here, trying to make everyone think that I'm a leader here."
not flex
Got
or
a plug
anything.
for drum major.
That was a good play. I think if you had talked to Chuck, he probably would have given you those before.
Oh yeah, no, he would have been fine with it. But
He's given like shit to me like that before.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a good stories.
These,
I think
yeah.
so too.
Buck, I think, did you get all of your stories in that you wanted to tell? All of us
Oh,
got?
yeah.
Okay, sweet.
That was
That
good.
was the goal. It's always
Okay.
good to look at the past during times of torment. So,
Yeah.
Because you have nothing else to do.
yeah, nothing.
I mean,
else
like
to do.
something else I might add right now. So me and Buck are the only two people in the
Buck and
band
I.
going. God damn it, Buck and
You said
I.
it one time earlier, but I didn't correct you. But now it's just bothering me.
Buck and I are the only two people in the band that are going for drum major this year, and so we'll keep you guys tuned on how that goes.
Okay.
I don't know how those are gonna work.
Oh, I
Like-
don't know either.
Competitions. Yeah.
They're
well,
gonna be
hopefully-
kick-ass.
we've been talking about like best case scenario since he's making all incoming freshmen join. He makes like the 3 drum major setup.
Which would make both of us be drum major, which would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know. He doesn't always do that.
Yeah.
Well,
And yeah, I don't know if we're even going to get enough people.
What do
for
you mean?
that.
Everyone's required to be in marching band next year.
I agree. There's going to be more. I don't know if there'll be enough to.
I heard
3.
45 incoming freshmen. That might just be a random number that got pulled out of someone's ass, but that's
That
the
might be
number
an
I heard.
estimation, but that's still
Well,
a
like-
funky amount.
I mean, Ben, you have to think about the fact that like Thomas's first drum major year, they had 3 drum majors. I'm pretty sure.
They did, and it didn't end up so well, I don't think.
Yeah, so that's why he hasn't done it since. But
Yeah.
But I think because he really liked last year's group. Last year
Yeah.
was just a really good group. So I think I don't think it'd be a personal opinion on not liking 3 drum majors that would stop him. It'd be their ability to teach the younger students.
yeah,
Okay. Well, I think that was a good episode, guys.
I think so too.
We touched on some great stories, good memories, and I
I
hope
will,
everyone out there is having a good quarantine.
Yeah, I'll remember to
And
put the
staying
pictures in this
safe.
time.
That's good.
Yes, thank you, Ethan.
Yes, of
We
course.
sent Ethan some photos so we can give you guys visual cues. And we will probably be back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. We have nothing else to do, so.
All right.
Alright.
Thank you for coming, Buck.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Concludes Chili Talk episode 5.
Episode 5, yes.
That's quite a few. Oh, the good old days when we just talked about windmills.
uh,
I feel like our content is slightly different now, but I am fine with that.
that's fine. You know, we have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Adios.
All right.